In 1960, two men descended nearly 36,000 feet into the Mariana Trench, Earth's deepest, darkest frontier. It wasn't just a dive, it was a plunge into the unknown where light vanishes and pressure crushes steel. Even today, this abyss remains more alien to us than the surface of Mars. Despite decades of exploration, the trench hides secrets we've barely begun to uncover. Life forms defying logic, ecosystems untouched by time. So, if you were there, surrounded by silence and shadow, what would you feel? Let's uncover what really lies beneath the ocean's surface and why it still haunts human imagination. A journey into the abyss. Imagine standing at the edge of the world staring into an endless blue void where the surface shimmers but the bottom remains hidden in pure darkness. Now picture yourself diving headfirst into that vast unknown, deeper and deeper until the sunlight fades away completely. And you're surrounded by a world so silent, so crushing, so alien, that it feels like you've left Earth entirely. Welcome to the Mariana Trench, the deepest, darkest mystery of the ocean. It's not just a trench, it's a gaping scar on our planet's surface, deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Few humans have dared to visit this hidden world. It's a place where normal rules don't apply, where pressure can crush a human-made submarine like a soda can, and temperatures are barely above freezing. But despite its terrifying reputation, the Mariana Trench also holds secrets. Secrets that could teach us about life in extreme environments, about Earth's past, and maybe even about life beyond our planet. Are you ready to journey into the unknown, where reality bends, and the impossible becomes possible? Because once you cross that invisible threshold, there's no going back. Let's dive deeper, both literally and figuratively, into this uncharted abyss where mystery reigns supreme, and the ocean guards its darkest secrets. The geography and depth of the trench. If you pulled out a world map and looked east of the Philippines, you'd spot a small chain of islands, the Marianas. Hidden beneath these islands is something far more massive and mysterious, the Mariana Trench. Stretching over 1,580 miles long, about the distance from New York to Dallas, and around 45 miles wide, this trench is Earth's ultimate deep dive. But the real crown jewel of this abyss is the Challenger Deep, the deepest known point on Earth's seafloor. How deep is it? Try a mind-boggling 36,070 feet, that's nearly 7 miles down. To put that in perspective, if you dropped Mount Everest into the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be submerged by more than a mile of water. It's almost incomprehensible, right? Yet this trench isn't just a single dip, it's a dynamic landscape with ridges, valleys, and slopes sharper than anything we find on dry land. It's like an underwater Grand Canyon, but far more massive and far more terrifying. And here's something wild, scientists believe there may be even deeper spots nearby that are still unmapped. The trench sits in one of the most geologically active regions on Earth, constantly shifting, evolving, and hiding more mysteries under its crushing darkness. What secrets still lie hidden in those unreachable depths? We're just scratching the surface. Geological formation and features. Let's rewind the clock. Millions of years ago, Earth's surface wasn't the quiet, steady land we know. It was alive, shifting, groaning, and tearing apart like a living creature. That's how the Mariana Trench was born, out of a violent dance between two colossal plates of Earth's crust. Here, the mighty Pacific Plate is slowly but relentlessly diving beneath the smaller Mariana Plate in a process called subduction. Imagine one giant slab of rock sliding underneath another, disappearing into the molten depths of our planet. That sinking action carved out the enormous trench we know today, but it didn't stop there. The collision created an entire chain of underwater volcanoes called the Mariana Arc, a fiery, hidden landscape few have ever seen. Some of these volcanoes are active, constantly spewing minerals and gases into the deep sea. Others are extinct, sitting silently like forgotten monuments in the abyss. Strange features like mud volcanoes and hydrothermal vents, basically underwater geysers, dot the trench, pouring scalding hot water and strange chemicals into the icy ocean. It's a wild, alien world down there, sculpted by forces beyond human imagination. The ground itself creaks and shifts constantly. It's a reminder that beneath the calm blue surface of our oceans, a titanic battle is always raging, shaping our planet, one slow, invisible inch at a time. Extreme conditions. Picture yourself 7 miles underwater. It's pitch black. The cold bites at your skin, and every inch of your body feels like it's being crushed by a monstrous force you can't escape. Welcome to the reality of the Mariana Trench. Down here, the pressure is more than 1,000 times what you feel at sea level. That's like balancing 50 jumbo jets on top of you, at once. No human could survive it without heavy-duty technology. And if you think it's warm down there because of the volcanoes, think again. Temperatures hover just above freezing. a brutal, unforgiving chill that seeps into everything. The combination of crushing pressure and bone-numbing cold creates an environment that is almost completely hostile to life as we know it. Yet somehow, life finds a way. Specialized creatures have evolved biological superpowers, flexible bones, pressure-resistant cells, and metabolism adapted to an energy-starved world. It's almost like another planet right here on Earth. Scientists even believe studying these extreme conditions could unlock secrets about how life might exist on other worlds, like the frozen oceans of Jupiter's moon Europa. But for now, most of us can only wonder and respect the immense power of the deep. It's a world where survival means mastering the impossible, every single moment. Unique and mysterious life forms. You might think the Mariana Trench is a lifeless wasteland, but you'd be wrong. Down there, in the pitch-black cold and mind-crushing pressure, life has adapted in ways so bizarre they almost seem like creatures from a sci-fi movie. Meet the Mariana snailfish, the deepest dwelling fish ever discovered. It's small, ghostly white, and so fragile-looking you'd never guess it can withstand such unimaginable pressure. Then there are the amphipods, shrimp-like creatures that survive by scavenging whatever organic matter drifts down from the surface. Some of them are coated with strange, pressure-resistant exoskeletons that scientists are still trying to fully understand. And don't forget the xenophyophores, gigantic single-celled organisms that look like alien fossils scattered across the seafloor. These life forms thrive by embracing the impossible, enduring toxic chemicals, darkness, and crushing forces that would kill most other organisms instantly. What's even crazier? We've barely scratched the surface. Every expedition reveals new, unknown species hiding in the trench's hidden pockets and valleys. It's like a living, breathing mystery box, offering glimpses into how life can survive under the harshest conditions imaginable. Some researchers even believe that studying these creatures might offer clues to how life could exist in the icy depths of alien oceans across the galaxy. The deeper we look, the more we realize life is far more adaptable and more wondrous than we ever imagined. Human exploration and discoveries. For most of human history, the Mariana Trench was just a shadowy rumor, a place we knew existed but dared not explore. That changed in 1960, when Swiss oceanographer Jacques Piccard and U.S. Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh took a daring plunge aboard the bathyscaphe Trieste. In a cramped steel sphere barely big enough for two, they descended nearly 36,000 feet into the Challenger Deep. The pressure outside was so intense that the tiny windows cracked, but they made it, witnessing a seabed covered in thick silt and strange creatures. Fast forward to 2012, when filmmaker James Cameron, yes, the Titanic and Avatar director, made a historic solo dive, reaching the Challenger Deep in his specially designed submersible, the Deep Sea Challenger. Cameron's journey wasn't just for glory, he brought back three-dimensional footage, valuable scientific samples, and new discoveries that rewrote our understanding of the deep sea. Since then, unmanned submersibles and robotic vehicles have continued to probe the trench, discovering ecosystems fueled by chemical reactions rather than sunlight. But here's the wild part. We've explored Mars and the Moon in greater detail than we have explored the Mariana Trench. So while we've made historic strides, the trench remains a realm of mystery. Who knows what still lurks in its deepest shadows, waiting for the next brave soul to uncover its secrets. The future of deep-sea exploration. The Mariana Trench is not just a relic of Earth's past, it's the frontier of tomorrow's discoveries. As technology advances at lightning speed, our ability to explore these crushing depths improves, opening doors to mysteries once thought unreachable. New autonomous underwater vehicles and robotic submarines are being designed to withstand extreme pressure and dive deeper, longer, and with better precision than ever before. Scientists are gearing up for missions that could reveal unknown species, uncover rare minerals, and even shed light on how life can survive in the most hostile conditions. These explorations could have far-reaching implications, not only for oceanography but for medicine, biotechnology, and even the search for life beyond Earth. However, this exciting future also comes with responsibilities. The push to explore must be paired with careful stewardship to avoid damaging these fragile ecosystems. The choices we make now about how we explore and protect the deep ocean will shape what future generations inherit. The Mariana Trench stands at the crossroads of science, technology, and ethics, reminding us that the final frontiers of our planet still hold secrets, and the chance to inspire humanity's imagination and respect for nature in equal measure. Thank you for diving deep with us into the hidden world of the Mariana Trench. It's incredible how much mystery still exists right here on our own planet. What do you think could be lurking in the parts we haven't explored yet? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear them. This is InnoVision Tech, bringing you closer to the wonders of science and exploration. And if you love discovering the mysteries of the universe and space, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more adventures. The Soviet Union was a powerhouse of engineering, creating machines that often seemed to defy logic and imagination. From colossal aircraft to hybrid sea skimmers, their inventions pushed the limits of technology and design. Did you know the Antonov An-225 Maria still holds the record as the largest cargo plane ever built? These machines weren't just tools, they were bold statements of power and innovation. So get ready to uncover the craziest Soviet machines you won't believe actually exist. The Antonov An-225 Maria. The Antonov An-225 Maria is an extraordinary aircraft, often hailed as the heavyweight champion of the skies. Developed in the 1980s by the Soviet Union, its primary mission was to transport the Buran space shuttle, showcasing Soviet engineering prowess. This colossal plane boasts a wingspan longer than a football field, about 88.4 meters, and is powered by 6 massive engines, enabling it to carry an astonishing maximum payload of up to 640 tons. To put that into perspective, it can lift cargo equivalent to a small skyscraper. What truly sets the An-225 apart is its unique design tailored to handle such immense size and weight. It features 32 wheels spread across 6 landing gears, providing stability during takeoff and landing, and a distinctive twin tail to maintain control. This design allows it to transport oversized and heavy cargo that no other plane can manage, including massive turbines, industrial equipment, and even entire trains. Despite its unmatched capabilities, only one An-225 was ever completed, making it a rare and iconic marvel in aviation history. Beyond its technical achievements, the An-225 symbolizes the ambition and ingenuity of Soviet aerospace engineering. Today it continues to captivate aviation enthusiasts worldwide, representing a blend of power, innovation, and the spirit of exploration that defined an era. Its legacy endures as a testament to what human creativity can achieve in the skies. The T-35. The T-35 tank stands out as a unique and formidable machine from the 1930s, embodying Soviet ambition on the battlefield. What makes the T-35 truly remarkable is its 5 turrets, each armed and capable of firing independently. This multi-turret design was revolutionary, allowing the tank to engage multiple targets at once, a concept far ahead of its time. Weighing over 45 tons, the T-35 was essentially a fortress on tracks, built to break through enemy lines with overwhelming firepower. Despite its impressive size and armament, the T-35 had significant drawbacks. Its massive weight made it slow and cumbersome, limiting its mobility on the battlefield. Additionally, the tank suffered from frequent mechanical issues, which reduced its reliability during combat. These weaknesses made it vulnerable, especially against more agile and better armored opponents. Nevertheless, the T-35 remains a fascinating chapter in tank development history. It symbolizes a bold experiment in military engineering, reflecting the Soviet Union's desire to innovate and dominate through sheer firepower and multi-target engagement. While it wasn't a perfect design and saw limited success in actual warfare, the T-35's ambitious concept influenced future tank designs and remains an iconic example of early 20th century armored vehicle innovation. Its legacy is a testament to the era's daring approach to mechanized warfare. The Lund-class Ekranoplan. The Lund-class Ekranoplan is a remarkable hybrid vehicle that blurs the line between aircraft and ship. Designed by the Soviet Union, it operates using the ground effect, a phenomenon where a vehicle flies just meters above the water's surface, gaining lift from the air trapped between the wings and the water. This design allows the Lund to achieve incredible speeds, exceeding 300 miles per hour, which is faster than many conventional ships, and even rivals some aircraft. Powered by 8 jet engines, the Lund was primarily a military asset, built to swiftly transport missiles and troops across bodies of water like the Caspian Sea while evading radar detection. Its ability to skim so close to the water made it difficult to track, offering a strategic advantage. The vehicle's massive size, combined with its speed and low-altitude operation, made it an engineering marvel of its time. Only a handful of Lund-class Ekranoplans were ever constructed, emphasizing its role as a secretive Soviet weapon. Today, it stands as a testament to Soviet innovation and ambition, showcasing a unique approach to military transport that exploited aerodynamic principles in an unconventional way. The Lund remains a fascinating example of Cold War-era technology, symbolizing a daring blend of air and sea capabilities that few other machines have matched. The Buran Space Shuttle. The Buran shuttle was the Soviet Union's ambitious response to the American space shuttle program, and it was really distinguished by some unique technological features. Unlike the US shuttle, Buran was capable of fully unmanned flight and automated landings, which is honestly a remarkable achievement that continues to impress aerospace engineers to this day. In 1988, it completed its only orbital mission, circling Earth twice and returning safely without a crew on board. While the Buran's design was influenced by NASA's shuttle, it actually incorporated different engines and onboard systems, reflecting the Soviet approach to space technology. This divergence showcased not only technical innovation, but also a strategic vision that was really tailored to Soviet capabilities and goals. Despite its technological sophistication, the Buran program was short-lived. The collapse of the Soviet Union halted further development and missions, leaving Buran as a symbol of unrealized potential in space exploration. It represents a period of intense competition between superpowers, where advancements pushed the boundaries of what was possible in aerospace engineering. Today, Buran stands as a testament to Soviet ingenuity and the high stakes of the Cold War space race, embodying both the promise and the challenges of that era. Its legacy continues to captivate those interested in Soviet technology and the history of human spaceflight. The VDNKH robot. The VDNKH robot was an early Soviet experiment in humanoid robotics, designed to demonstrate the USSR's technological capabilities during exhibitions. This prototype could perform simple tasks and mimic basic human movements, showcasing robotics technology that was, honestly, pretty advanced for its time. Beyond its mechanical functions, the VDNKH robot symbolized Soviet optimism about the future, reflecting a vision where robots would support humans in industry and everyday life. Though primitive compared to modern robots, the VDNKH robot played a significant role as a stepping stone in robotics history. It combined engineering with theatrical showmanship, capturing the imagination of exhibition audiences and hinting at a future where humans and machines might collaborate closely. This early humanoid robot really exemplified the Soviet Union's drive to innovate and inspire through technology, blending practical demonstration with symbolic hope for progress. Its legacy lies not only in its mechanical design, but also in its cultural impact, representing a time when robotics was emerging as a field full of promise and possibility. The VDNKH robot remains a fascinating piece of Soviet technological history, illustrating how early robotics experiments helped shape ideas about automation and human-machine interaction. This aligns with broader Soviet efforts to push technological boundaries, as seen in other iconic machines like the Antonov An-225 and the Buran shuttle. The MAZ 7907. The MAZ 7907 is an extraordinary Soviet heavy transporter, designed to tackle the most demanding logistical challenges. Measuring as long as a city bus and equipped with 32 wheels, this colossal vehicle was engineered to haul massive rocket components and military equipment across difficult terrain. What sets the MAZ 7907 apart is not just its size, but, honestly, its sophisticated engineering. Each of its wheels can pivot independently, granting it remarkable maneuverability despite its enormous bulk. This capability allows the MAZ 7907 to navigate tight spaces and complex routes that would be impossible for ordinary vehicles of similar size. Its power and mobility make it a true marvel, capable of carrying loads that would crush standard transporters. The vehicle really exemplifies Soviet determination to overcome logistical obstacles with innovative, large-scale engineering solutions. Even decades after its creation, the MAZ 7907 remains one of the largest and most impressive transport vehicles ever built. It stands as a testament to Soviet ingenuity and ambition, reflecting a period when designing machines capable of extraordinary feats was a national priority. This aligns with other iconic Soviet technological achievements like the Antonov An-225 Maria and the Lun-class Ekranoplan, all showcasing a commitment to pushing the boundaries of engineering and transportation. The Caspian Sea Monster. The Caspian Sea Monster, officially known as the KM Ekranoplan, was a secret Soviet ground effect vehicle that amazed the world with its unprecedented size and speed. Measuring over 100 meters in length and weighing nearly 500 tons, it was designed to fly just meters above the water's surface, exploiting the aerodynamic ground effect to achieve remarkable stability and speed. Capable of exceeding 300 miles per hour, it was faster than most naval ships, making it a formidable military transport. Its hybrid nature, neither fully a plane nor a ship, blurred conventional engineering boundaries. This allowed the Caspian Sea Monster to carry heavy military payloads swiftly across the Caspian Sea while evading radar detection by flying extremely low. The vehicle's innovative design combined elements of maritime and aviation technology, creating a unique class of transport that was both stealthy and powerful. Despite its impressive capabilities, the project was eventually abandoned, largely due to changing military priorities and technological challenges. Nonetheless, the Caspian Sea monster remains a towering symbol of Soviet innovation and secrecy during the Cold War. Today, it stands as one of the most fascinating and mysterious machines ever built, embodying the Soviet Union's daring approach to pushing the limits of technology and redefining what vehicles could achieve. Thanks for watching this deep dive into some of the craziest Soviet machines ever built. If you enjoyed exploring these incredible feats of engineering, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss an InnoVision Tech update. We love hearing from you, so drop a comment below telling us which machine amazed you the most or what tech topics you want us to cover next. Join the InnoVision Tech community, and let's keep uncovering the future of technology together. Nuclear weapons possess a destructive power so immense that a single warhead can obliterate an entire city in seconds. Today, the combined arsenal held by global powers could wipe out humanity multiple times over. This terrifying reality is often hidden behind statistics and political rhetoric, but its consequences are very real. The true scale of nuclear weapons is not just measured in explosions, it's measured in lives lost, futures erased, and a planet forever scarred. When it comes to nuclear weapons, there are no winners, only survivors. Unimaginable blast power. Nuclear weapons unleash energy on a scale that defies ordinary understanding. The bomb dropped on Hiroshima in 1945 released energy equivalent to about 15,000 tons of TNT. But modern thermonuclear weapons can be hundreds or even thousands of times more powerful, measured in megatons, millions of tons of TNT. To grasp this, consider that 1 megaton could level an entire city in seconds. The blast wave alone travels faster than the speed of sound, flattening buildings and incinerating everything in its path. The intense heat generated can reach tens of millions of degrees Celsius, hotter than the core of the sun, causing fires that rage uncontrollably for miles. This immense power is why nuclear weapons are categorized as weapons of mass destruction, capable of erasing entire urban areas instantly. Unlike conventional explosives, nuclear blasts release energy through nuclear fission or fusion, processes that unleash far more energy per unit mass. This is why even a single modern warhead can cause devastation on a scale unmatched by any other weapon in history. The sheer destructive force is not just about the blast but also the radiation and heat that follow, making survival near the epicenter nearly impossible. The scale of this power forces us to confront the terrifying reality of what nuclear war would mean for humanity and the planet. Immediate human casualties. The human toll of a nuclear explosion is staggering and immediate. Within seconds, the blast wave can cause fatal injuries to thousands, if not millions, depending on the population density of the target area. The intense heat causes severe burns and ignites fires that consume everything combustible. People caught near the epicenter suffer catastrophic injuries from flying debris, collapsing buildings, and the overwhelming force of the explosion. But the devastation doesn't stop there. Radiation released in the initial explosion causes acute radiation sickness, which can kill survivors within days or weeks. The combination of blast, heat, and radiation means that even those who survive the initial impact face life-threatening conditions. Emergency medical services would be overwhelmed, and infrastructure destruction would cripple rescue efforts. Historical data from Hiroshima and Nagasaki show that tens of thousands died immediately, with many more succumbing later due to radiation exposure. The scale of casualties in a modern nuclear strike would be far greater due to the increased yield of today's weapons and the density of urban populations. This immediate human cost is a grim reminder of why nuclear weapons remain the most feared instruments of war ever created. Long-term radiation effects. Radiation from a nuclear explosion is a silent killer that lingers long after the initial blast. When a nuclear weapon detonates, it releases a deadly mix of radioactive particles that contaminate the air, soil, and water. This fallout drifts with the wind, spreading toxic radiation far beyond the blast zone. Exposure to this radiation can cause severe health problems, including cancer, genetic mutations, and chronic illnesses that affect survivors for decades. The environment suffers too. Plants, animals, and entire ecosystems can be devastated, with some areas becoming uninhabitable for generations. The infamous Chernobyl disaster, though not a nuclear weapon, offers a glimpse into the lasting damage radiation can cause. Exclusion zones remain today, and wildlife has adapted in eerie ways to the contaminated landscape. In the aftermath of a nuclear strike, survivors face not only physical wounds, but also the psychological burden of living in a poisoned world. Decontamination is a massive challenge, and the invisible nature of radiation makes it an insidious threat. This long-term impact underscores why nuclear weapons are not just a momentary disaster but a catastrophe with consequences that ripple through time and space, affecting countless lives and the planet itself. Global climatic impact. The detonation of multiple nuclear weapons could trigger a global catastrophe far beyond the immediate destruction. Scientists warn of a phenomenon called nuclear winter, where the massive fires ignited by nuclear blasts send soot and smoke high into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight from reaching Earth's surface. This dramatic drop in temperature could last for months or even years, devastating agriculture worldwide. Crops would fail, leading to widespread famine and threatening the survival of billions. The disruption of weather patterns would cause droughts in some regions and floods in others, creating a domino effect of environmental chaos. This isn't just theory. Computer models and historical data from volcanic eruptions support the possibility of such a climate disaster. The global impact of nuclear war extends far beyond the targeted cities, affecting even those countries not directly involved. The idea that nuclear weapons could trigger a planetary crisis adds a terrifying dimension to their destructive power, reminding us that their use would be catastrophic not just locally but for all life on Earth. Destruction of infrastructure. Nuclear weapons don't just kill people, they erase entire cities from the map. The blast wave generated by a nuclear explosion is so powerful that it can demolish skyscrapers, bridges, roads, and critical infrastructure within seconds. Power plants, hospitals, communication networks, and transportation systems are instantly wiped out, leaving survivors isolated and helpless. The heat from the explosion ignites fires that merge into massive firestorms, consuming everything flammable and making rescue efforts nearly impossible. Without roads or communication, emergency services cannot reach those in need, and the chaos spirals out of control. The destruction extends underground as well, damaging water and sewage systems, leading to contamination and disease outbreaks. In modern cities, where infrastructure is densely packed and interconnected, the ripple effects of such devastation would cripple entire regions economically and socially. This level of destruction means that rebuilding would take decades if it's even possible. The obliteration of infrastructure highlights the fact that nuclear war is not just about immediate loss of life. It's about annihilating the very foundations that support human civilization. Psychological and societal trauma. The aftermath of a nuclear explosion goes beyond physical devastation. It shatters the human psyche and society itself. Survivors face unimaginable trauma from losing loved ones, homes, and communities in an instant. The psychological scars, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, can persist for generations. Entire populations may be displaced, forced to live as refugees in unfamiliar and often hostile environments. Social structures collapse as governments struggle to maintain order amid chaos, leading to lawlessness and further suffering. The fear of radiation sickness and the invisible threat of contamination add layers of anxiety that permeate daily life. Children growing up in these conditions inherit a world marked by loss and uncertainty. Historical accounts from Hiroshima and Nagasaki survivors reveal how communities struggled to rebuild, not just physically but emotionally, grappling with grief and stigma. This societal trauma underscores that nuclear weapons don't just destroy cities, they fracture the very fabric of human connection and resilience, leaving wounds that no amount of reconstruction can fully heal. Current global nuclear arsenal. So the world today holds over 12,000 nuclear weapons, enough to destroy humanity many times over. Despite decades of disarmament talks, major powers like the United States, Russia, China, and others maintain vast arsenals, and each warhead is capable of unleashing catastrophic destruction. These weapons, are not relics of the past. They're active, ready to be deployed within minutes. The existence of such stockpiles means the threat of nuclear conflict remains a chilling reality. Even a limited nuclear exchange could trigger devastating consequences far beyond the battlefield, affecting millions of innocent lives. Countries continue to modernize their nuclear forces, investing billions in new delivery systems and warheads, which really signals that nuclear weapons remain central to global military strategy. This precarious balance of power is often described as deterrence, but it also carries the risk of accidental launches or miscalculations that could spiral into full-scale war. The sheer scale and readiness of these arsenals force us to confront the uncomfortable truth. the potential for nuclear catastrophe is not a distant threat, but an ongoing danger. Understanding the true scale of today's nuclear weapons stockpiles is essential to appreciating the urgent need for global cooperation and disarmament efforts to prevent a disaster that could end civilization as we know it. Escalation risk and accidental war. The terrifying speed at which nuclear decisions must be made creates a constant, lurking danger of accidental war. Nuclear-armed nations often operate on launch-on-warning policies, which means that a perceived threat, even a false alarm from a malfunctioning sensor, could trigger a full-scale retaliation in just minutes. Throughout history, there have been numerous documented near-misses, technical glitches, misinterpreted radar signals, or, believe it or not, even a flock of geese mistaken for incoming missiles, all of which brought the world frighteningly close to nuclear catastrophe. In these split-second scenarios, human judgment is absolutely paramount, but under such immense pressure, errors are not just possible, they're actually probable. A localized conflict between non-nuclear states could easily draw in nuclear powers, escalating rapidly beyond conventional warfare. Once that nuclear threshold is crossed, the chain of events becomes almost irreversible, as each side reacts to the other's actions, leading to a tit-for-tat exchange with unimaginable global consequences. The very nature of nuclear deterrence, which is designed to prevent war through mutual assured destruction, simultaneously carries the inherent risk of an unintended global holocaust, sparked by miscalculation, miscommunication, or, honestly, just a simple technical glitch. The threat of nuclear proliferation. The spread of nuclear weapons to more countries represents, without a doubt, one of the greatest dangers facing humanity today. While a handful of established nuclear powers have maintained their arsenals for decades, the desire for these ultimate weapons of deterrence is, well, tempting for other nations seeking regional dominance or security guarantees. As more countries acquire nuclear capabilities, the global risk of their use escalates dramatically. Each new nuclear state introduces new geopolitical rivalries, new potential flashpoints, and new decision-makers who might not, adhere to the same strategic doctrines or safety protocols as the established nuclear powers. Furthermore, the more widely nuclear technology and materials are dispersed, the greater the chance that they could fall into the hands of non-state actors or terrorist organizations who might not be deterred by the threat of retaliation. The nuclear taboo, that global norm against using nuclear weapons, becomes increasingly fragile with each new member of the nuclear club. This proliferation not only increases the likelihood of a nuclear attack but also heightens regional instability, forcing neighboring states to consider developing their own deterrence and creating a dangerous escalating arms race with no end in sight. Economic costs of maintaining arsenals. Maintaining and modernizing nuclear weapon stockpiles diverts staggering sums of money that could otherwise address pressing global challenges. Each year, nuclear-armed nations collectively spend tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars on their nuclear programs, covering research, development, production of new warheads, maintenance of existing arsenals, and the infrastructure to support them. These are not just one-time expenses, but continuous multi-decade commitments that lock in immense financial outlays. Just consider what this colossal investment could achieve if it were redirected: alleviating extreme poverty, funding universal healthcare or education, combating climate change, or investing in sustainable energy solutions. Instead, these vast resources are poured into weapons designed never to be used, yet constantly requiring upgrades and oversight. The opportunity cost is immense. Every dollar spent on a nuclear missile is a dollar not spent on a vaccine, a school, or a clean energy project. This hidden economic burden of nuclear weapons is often overlooked, yet it represents a significant drain on national budgets and a missed opportunity for human development and global well-being. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the devastating true scale of nuclear weapons here on InnoVision Tech. If you found this eye-opening, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss our latest tech insights and thought-provoking content. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and join the conversation. Together, let's explore how technology shapes our world and the future. Stay curious, stay informed, and see you in the next video. Every second, your brain processes more information than the most powerful supercomputers of just a decade ago. Yet, what if all this complexity, the universe, life, even your thoughts, were part of an enormous, intricate simulation? This idea isn't science fiction, it's a serious hypothesis that challenges the very fabric of reality. If the world you know is coded, then the ultimate question isn't just what is real, but who is the programmer? Reality might be stranger than you ever imagined. What is the simulation hypothesis? What if everything you know, every sight, sound, and sensation, isn't real in the way you think? The simulation hypothesis suggests that our entire universe might be a sophisticated computer simulation, created by an advanced civilization far beyond our own. This isn't just a sci-fi fantasy, it's a serious idea that challenges the very nature of reality. Think of it like a cosmic video game, where every atom, every star, and even your thoughts are part of a programmed environment. If true, it means everything we experience is generated by code running on some unimaginable supercomputer. This raises mind-bending questions. Are our choices truly ours? Is there a purpose behind this simulation? And who or what is running it? The idea flips our understanding of existence upside down, making us question what is real and what might be illusion. It's a concept that blurs the line between science, philosophy, and technology, inviting us to explore the possibility that our reality is not as solid as it seems. The simulation hypothesis forces us to reconsider the foundations of everything we take for granted, from physics to consciousness, and opens the door to some of the most profound mysteries humanity has ever faced. Origins and philosophical background. The roots of the simulation hypothesis stretch back centuries, long before computers existed. Philosophers like René Descartes pondered whether the world we perceive could be a deception, famously wondering if an evil demon might be tricking us into believing in a false reality. Fast forward to today, and philosopher Nick Bostrom gave this idea a modern twist. He proposed that if future civilizations develop immense computing power, they might run detailed simulations of their ancestors. Statistically, if many such simulations exist, it's more likely that we are inside one of them, rather than living in the original base reality. This argument is based on probability and the assumption that advanced civilizations would want to simulate their past. The hypothesis also ties into questions about consciousness. If simulated beings can be conscious, then the line between real and simulated life blurs. This philosophical groundwork makes the simulation hypothesis more than just a thought experiment. It becomes a plausible scenario grounded in logic and emerging technology. It challenges us to rethink what it means to exist and whether our understanding of reality is limited by the nature of the simulation itself. Technological feasibility. The idea that our universe could be a simulation might sound like pure fantasy, but technology is racing toward making something like this possible. Every year, computers get faster and more powerful, and virtual worlds become increasingly realistic. Think about how video games have evolved, from pixelated screens to immersive, lifelike environments where players can interact with complex systems and AI-driven characters. Now, imagine scaling that up exponentially. Scientists and futurists believe that, in the not-so-distant future, advanced civilizations could harness computing power so immense that simulating entire universes complete with conscious beings might be achievable. This isn't just speculation, it's grounded in the rapid progress of quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and data processing. If we accept that technology will eventually reach this level, it raises a staggering possibility. Our reality might be one of countless simulations running simultaneously. This means the boundaries between the real and the virtual could become indistinguishable. The technological feasibility of the simulation hypothesis forces us to confront what reality truly means and whether our universe is a unique creation or just one simulation among many. Evidence and arguments. Some of the most intriguing clues supporting the simulation hypothesis come from the strange behavior of the universe at its smallest scales. Quantum mechanics reveals a world that behaves more like information processing than physical matter. Particles exist in probabilities until observed, and the universe appears to follow mathematical rules that resemble computer code. Scientists have noticed that physical constants and laws often align with what you might expect from a programmed system. Some argue that phenomena like the pixelation of spacetime or the speed limit of light could be signs of a simulation's resolution and processing limits. Additionally, the uncanny effectiveness of mathematics in describing the universe hints that reality might be fundamentally digital. While none of these points prove the hypothesis, they provide compelling reasons to consider it seriously. The idea that our universe operates like a vast computational system challenges traditional physics and invites new ways of thinking about existence. It's a fascinating blend of science and philosophy, where the search for evidence pushes the boundaries of what we understand about reality itself. Counter-arguments and skepticism. The simulation hypothesis sounds thrilling, but it's far from universally accepted. Many scientists and philosophers are skeptical because the idea is incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to prove or disprove. If we live in a simulation, how could we ever gather evidence from inside it without the simulation itself interfering? This makes the hypothesis more philosophical speculation than testable science. Critics also question the assumptions behind the argument, like the idea that future civilizations would want or be able to run such simulations. Some worry it's a form of intellectual escapism, distracting us from real-world problems by focusing on abstract possibilities. Others point out that even if simulations exist, it doesn't necessarily mean we are in one. The hypothesis raises more questions than answers. Who created the simulators? What's their purpose? And if we are simulated, does that mean our experiences are less meaningful? These uncertainties make many experts cautious, emphasizing that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. The debate around the simulation hypothesis is a reminder that some ideas, no matter how captivating, need rigorous scrutiny before we accept them as truth. Implications if true. If the simulation hypothesis turns out to be true, it would revolutionize everything we think about life, reality, and our place in the universe. Suddenly, concepts like free will, consciousness, and existence take on new meanings. Are our choices truly our own, or are they scripted by the programmers? Would discovering the simulation's rules allow us to manipulate reality itself? It might also change how we approach morality and purpose. If life is a simulation, what responsibilities do the creators have toward their simulated beings? On a personal level, it could be both comforting and unsettling to know we exist within a designed system. The revelation could inspire new technologies or philosophies aimed at understanding or even communicating with the simulators. It might also encourage us to appreciate the complexity and beauty of our programmed universe in a new light. Ultimately, accepting the simulation hypothesis would push humanity into uncharted territory, challenging our deepest beliefs and sparking a profound quest for meaning beyond the code. Why it captures our imagination. The simulation hypothesis captivates us because it taps into the deepest questions about who we are and what reality truly means. It really challenges everything we think we know and invites us to reconsider the nature of existence itself. Humans have always been fascinated by mysteries, whether it's the origins of the universe, the nature of consciousness, or, the possibility of other worlds. The idea that our reality might be a simulation combines science, philosophy, and storytelling in a way that sparks both curiosity and wonder. It's honestly kind of thrilling to think that beneath the surface of everyday life, there could be a hidden code, a cosmic design just waiting to be uncovered. This whole concept also resonates with our digital age, where virtual worlds and artificial intelligence are, well, becoming part of daily life. It blurs the line between technology and spirituality, science and philosophy. Ultimately, the simulation hypothesis invites us to explore the unknown and embrace uncertainty. It encourages us to question, to imagine, and to seek deeper understanding. And whether or not it's true, the idea pushes us to expand our minds and explore new possibilities, making it a powerful and enduring topic that continues to inspire thinkers, scientists, and dreamers alike. The fine-tuning argument. So what if the universe wasn't just random, but, incredibly precise, almost as if it were designed? This is really the core of the fine-tuning argument, which suggests that the fundamental physical constants of our universe, like the strength of gravity, the mass of an electron, or the precise energy levels that allow atoms to form, are so perfectly calibrated for the existence of life that it actually seems statistically improbable to have just arisen by chance alone. Even a tiny deviation in these values would lead to a universe where stars couldn't form, atoms wouldn't exist, or life as we know it would be impossible. Some proponents of the simulation hypothesis point to this cosmic precision as pretty compelling evidence. They argue that such perfect conditions are exactly what you might expect if a highly intelligent entity or advanced civilization deliberately designed and programmed our reality. If the universe were a simulation, these constants could simply be parameters set by the simulators to allow for complexity, evolution, and ultimately, conscious beings like us to emerge within their digital construct. It's a bit like setting the game difficulty or rules in a virtual world to achieve a specific outcome. This perspective really shifts the question from how did this happen to who set the dials, challenging us to consider whether the apparent benevolence of the universe's physics is actually a sign of underlying programming rather than pure cosmic accident. It forces us to confront the possibility that the universe's astonishing habitability is not a fluke but a feature, pointing towards an intelligent design from outside our perceived reality. The glitches in the matrix idea. Have you ever experienced a strange coincidence, a moment of déjà vu, or just a fleeting sense that something in reality isn't quite right? For some people, these uncanny experiences are more than just psychological quirks. They're interpreted as potential glitches in the matrix, subtle imperfections or anomalies within the simulated reality we might inhabit. Proponents of this idea suggest that, just like any complex computer program, a universal simulation might occasionally encounter errors, exhibit repeating patterns, or show inconsistencies that betray its underlying artificial nature. Think of it as a momentary hiccup in the code or a rendering error. These glitches could manifest as inexplicable events, statistical anomalies that defy probability, or even a fleeting sense of unreality. Now, while most scientists attribute such experiences to cognitive biases, memory errors, or simply the vast randomness of the universe, the simulation hypothesis offers a different, more intriguing explanation. It proposes that if our reality is indeed a digital construct, then the occasional unexplainable occurrence might be the closest we get to seeing the gears of the simulation machine. It's a compelling notion that turns everyday oddities into potential clues about our true existence, inviting us to look closer at the fabric of reality for signs of its digital origins. This perspective encourages us to view the world with a detective's eye, searching for the subtle tells that might reveal the simulated nature of our world. The ethical implications for simulators. If the simulation hypothesis is true, and an advanced civilization is indeed running our universe, what are their ethical responsibilities towards us, their simulated creations? This question plunges us into a fascinating moral and philosophical dilemma. If we are conscious beings capable of joy, suffering, and complex thought, do our creators have an obligation to ensure our well-being, or even our awareness of our simulated status? Conversely, if we someday gain the power to create highly realistic simulations with conscious entities, what moral duties would we incur? Consider the implications. If our universe is a simulation, should the simulators intervene in our crises, prevent disasters, or reveal their presence? And if they don't, does that make them negligent, or are they simply observing for research purposes? This line of questioning forces us to confront our own ethical frameworks and apply them to an unimaginable scale. It suggests that with immense power comes immense responsibility, whether you are a creator of a universe or a digital being within one. The ethical considerations extend beyond mere observation. They touch upon concepts of free will, suffering, and the very meaning of existence. This thought experiment really challenges us to define what it means to be a responsible creator, and what rights, if any, simulated beings might possess, pushing the boundaries of our moral imagination far beyond our current understanding of reality. Thanks for exploring the mind-bending world of the simulation hypothesis with us here at InnoVision Tech. If you enjoyed diving into the future of reality and technology, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss our latest videos. We love hearing your thoughts, so drop a comment below. What do you think? Are we living in a simulation or not? Join the conversation and be part of our tech community. Stay curious, stay innovative, and let's explore the future of technology together.